people, wherever you are, welcome back. Most of the people are just coming in. We are in the some of the communication here a little bit to have this kind of the conversation getting on here. It could be much of the videos that are going to be coming early in the morning, but due to unconditional circumstances, already we are awake to make sure that it's very early in the morning. Here we are, and much of the people are still having much of their time. Whatever you're watching the video coming from, thank you much for being tuned and locked in here. We're going to be having much of uh, the talk here because things are getting worse and bigger worses here, and it's because of some frustration of much of the people and the buoyancy of the way talk about the women, how everything is just getting, and to the real effect is just gauging the strength of much of the people to understand that who has the much of the strength here and who has much of the impact at this kind of the panel. To the real effect of the time, one person already had just democratized here to make sure that everything is just getting to the brief. 14 people already onto the spot here to make sure that everything is coming to you live, which is one-on-one. I think you can just get me and you can just hear me from wherever you're coming from. Exactly. So whoever's just tuned, thank you very much. One like already. Thank you very much. Hoping for me. White man is already onto the spot, making sure that things are just getting worse a little bit here. And already it's just very early in the morning here to make sure that I'm just covering much of the session that has already by faulted. Wishing. Ay, kia Mungu. White man, you are already. Thank you very much for democratizing here to get much of the impact. Whatever is just getting to the brim point already. So what about lactating? So to the real effect of the time is we are having much of the time to talk about here. And this is the real effect of the time. Because things are getting worse. To this kind of white man, I don't understand you. Just go straight to the point because I don't get the real point you're just communicating about here. To the real effect of the time, I don't understand what you're just meaning here because I've seen you have democratized here to make sure that everything is just coming very fantastic. Angela, thank you very much for you being tuned here. Thank you very much. 24 people already on the spot here. We are having a Krakatu of the day. It's early in the morning. I think it's 5 in the morning here. And we have democratized early in the morning to make sure that everything is just coming out very fantastic. Early in the morning, we have the scenario. The serious subject of white man. The point is, let's talk instead of you insulting me like a young boy in your comment section. The fact is, everything should be just put where necessary because when a person is just dragging into whatever you have never evidently getting any kind of the point to address, talking about Gintu is part of the program you are messing up because I don't understand anyone's project goals and protocols, how they go. Because when we are talking about I give somebody a platform and I host you, it doesn't mean that I understand every misunderstandings and misappropriate misunderstandings of a person because whenever you want to get, maybe you want to have a girlfriend from somewhere, I'm not there to talk about let me go and see this kind of a person you have, but a person is dragging into that I've ever hosted somebody with a wife. I have only 3 rooms, one room that Mayani was living with my brothers, and that is the fact. So when you want to drag me into this kind of the program and issues, I'm no longer part of the program because I ever saw this kind of the things going to be coming here and there because much of the people have not yet got this kind of the things how they come. Oh, this is about to get heated. Come on, guys, let's talk. Exactly, we're going to be talking here. This is not good, Angela. The fact is already it's early in the morning here, and I talked about whoever has the good evidence and talk about you can just deal with the things how they are. You have a good platform to go and report to the police. Much of the people are dragging into it. My goodness, what's going on? Or play with clips, I dare you. Begin to play this clip, I dare you. My friend, you have a long way to go, white man, and I'm not interested in any kind of your frustrations here. And to the real effect of the time, I'm not bothered with small things like that one. When I play a video talking about I'm hosting somebody, I'm not stupid the way you think. And I understand that I'm hosting somebody to make sure that is improving like the way we are improving. And I understood that I have to get the guy to a front yard. And I'm not just talking about I am defending somebody, or I'm just talking about it. I never liked Mayani after Gintu said he won't talk to him when he was working for Maro. That's not a friend. To the real effect of the time, I want to be telling you how it is. Uh, Whoever is talking about you are just lying. I can tell you what I know. So when you want Gintu to tell you that I know much of the evidence, when I get to be one of the witness, what will I go and speak? But I don't understand, because to the real effect of the time, I was being chased east, west, and south. And I could just tell you this as a fact, that I'm fighting my battles as everybody's fighting his own battles. Because how the things are going east, west, and south, you drag me to this kind of the postquams, because that all Gintu never came out with this kind of the absolute words. Today already the police have democratized to make sure that they're just going to talk, or to take Mayani with the lady. Much of the people are proposing that Mayani is married and is having a minor in his own house. The fact is that today early in the morning, around 4 in the morning, the police already had gone very early in the morning to check on Mayani before things going to be getting to the awkwardness. But the real fact of the time is they have not found any lady. Mayani was alone and to the house. Even right now, he is in the custody and is just being taken to behind the bars, so that they can just do some of their own things, progressing to the real awesome time right today. But the effect is one, that if they could have just gone there and found the ladies available. I see Mayani is just calling me right now here. I don't know if I can just speak with him, because he's in the custody and he's just using some people's phones here to call Gintu and conversate. Might be bleaching much of the information, but what I have to talk about is I'm going to be calling him after this, so they can just have a conversation on what is really happening, because he has to look for something. Wherever bad somebody will be, has some people just back up. But the effect is one. People proposing onto the platform, getting information from I don't know where. Somebody's just communicating with somebody that, oh, I want you to tell me about this and then this, and posting without even consulting the reality, how the reality is. Somebody's just talking about this kind of the things want to be this way. I know much of the people are targeting Gintu on the team. And I understand that they're talking about, oh, because Gintu is doing this, because Gintu is doing that, things gonna be getting worse. Nikki, welcome. Things gonna be getting worse. I'm telling you this as a fact. Because I think about it's just jealousy and the upgradation of people, which is making people to be in a way that things are getting worse to the effect of the time. So I see much of Mugesi. I concerned him and he told me the truth. That's not the truth from Gintu. So if you get the truth from Mugesi, Mugesi is the one who is the father to Mayani. Sometimes much of white man, you are just dictating your own self. And I'm not interested with any kind of your concern, because I understand you are part of Ernest, and I'm not in terms of that kind of the awkwardness, because I understand the infiltrate, because last time, it's not the first time Ernest taking Mayani to the custody. Last time he did it, and the lady they were proposing that Ernest talk about Mayani took, she was married. Right today, she has like 2 kids already and to the spot. And what are the allegations for? Is he going to refile the case that you just prompted to give me this kind of the accusations? Right now, you are bringing some accusations from another panel, which is not part of my program. And to the real effect of the time is you are part of the program. And to talk about you are not a reactor. You have not yet registered yourself that, oh, you are now reacting on much of the people, how to do the things. But you are addressing much of the people and addressing to your own catastrophizing issues with your own immense full. Talk about ego that you might be having because of the progress of much of the people. To the real effect of the time I'm ever talking about this kind of the scenarios are just being brought with much of the people who are not interested to know that this kind of a person has to go forward. My goodness, once a girl wear her first waist braid, usually around 13, they can marry. What is the problem, Gen Z? Or the problem, Gen Z? The fact is one, they're just bringing much of the shenanigans, talking about Mayani, he has married a minor. And to the real effect of the time, I can tell you, I've never seen that lady into my home. And I've never seen her. The only fact that I know, he ever told me that I'm married. I told him, congratulations, you are now becoming a man. And he had ever departed from my home as soon as possible before even he could just marry. So when a person is coming to just lure into this kind of the pogroms and the scenarios, you are just luring something else. Because I understand A to Z. Because this kind of the scenario, because always you have ever been told that, oh, this kind of a person has the number for the lady, has the number for the mother. Deal the case simultaneously. And they have already arrested Mayani. Already is in. Right now, the way you're just speaking, is already arrested and is just in the custody. He is not married. If a person is telling Gintu that I'm married, and I can just talk about, okay, you are married, okay, you are married. If you are not married, a person is proposing. We have this kind of the proposal. And to the real effect of the time, when a person is coming out with much of the accusations, talking about, oh, Mayani has married this, I'm no longer the father to understand, because he's living in his home. And I'm not there to talk about, oh, Mayani, what are you doing at this kind of the particular time? What are you doing? What can you do? And how? Me, what I initiated from Mayani is to make sure that he's learning and is getting much of the things, how things should be done. Not on how other people should be. He's a man on himself because he's the only boy into his home. If he's going to be misleading himself, he's going to be misleading himself because he's living in his home already. So the fact has to come out clearly. Because I've found that much of the accusations are coming when much of the people are talking about A, B, C, D. I've talked with Mayani before he could be just arrested today. And the things are just are not going to the real effect of the time. Because when he was being arrested, I was having a little bit of a conversation, talking about how is the things going, and have you ever reported to the police? Have you done this and then this? And talking about it. And I was asking, is there anything that you have ever never told me? Because to the real effect of the time, I understand. I try to support various YouTubers. I like certain content. Into Ernest, Sigano, Ichoro, it is each person is different. I understand it's getting more difficult to support anyone in the wicked village. Greetings, the DG. What's the charge for his arrest? They are talking about today. I've just arrested him because I was talking about he's holding a minor in his home, and when they reach there, there's no one. Mayani was alone. So I'm just not understanding the real effect here, because how we can just talk about to the real effect of the time is when we see it directly. Why today they have just arrested Mayani with no evidence already, because they're talking about you are having a lady. So they're now forcing, because the arrestment sometimes is very crazy. Because some people can just come and just arrest you, because Mayani is living some 15 meters to police station. And you understand that the police station, they, talk about the ancestors, the plot ancestral land of Mayani is the same plot that has the police on and the, talk about the police post talk about the police station and to their own land. So the real effect is that they can understand it and take it not in a granted situation. So they were just lured already, and they have just picked him, and they just went very early in the morning, around 4, so they can just make sure that they're getting Mayani and the lady. And the real effect is that they have got only Mayani was the one who is sleeping into the house in the morning. So they have just gone with him to make sure that they're going to be beating or gaining any kind of the influence, so they can just get the evidence. Because the real effect is things are getting worse, because much of the people want to make sure that they are putting everything in where it's not even necessary. You can just conclude that it's because of, you understand, sometimes you have this kind of the grudges, and the grudges should be there. This kind of, there has been so much hit on him. He hid her or who wouldn't? The fact is one. Are you sure that he has it? So, white man, you are just thinking about you are so much intelligent in terms of knowing what is just getting on, because in the grassroots here, things are just already happening. So you have already triggered it. It has happened. Talking about Mayani has been arrested. Yes. So the effect is leave the assaults and leave the case to be handled where necessary, because proposals will never bring anything. The impact will never brought to this kind of the aligned. And the fact is, if they're gonna be finding that he has a lady, he has this, he has this, he has this, let them do it, and are gonna be informing much of the people whatever gonna be getting out, because sometimes we have the heat onto the ground. What evidence do they have what Mayani has a teen as a wife? I don't see. I don't know if even the proposal. I don't know if the engagement was done. I don't know if the certificate was even offered. I don't know what kind of this kind of the thing was. I don't know. But the fact is, I let them try their own best. I don't want to subtract any kind of the evidence they're gonna be having, anything they're gonna be having. But the real fact is, things gonna be getting to their own conclusion time, because everything gonna be coming to the light. Mugesi lied that Mayani had the girl in his home. They are not talking about Mayani's having a girl in his home. The fact is they are just luring into that I hosted Mayani with a lady and I gave them a house, which is a truly getting to a scenario that they cannot get out from, because a person is triggering. You'll ever show the evidence on where did the lady ever came to approach and talk about, oh, Gintu, now I have just filmed that this is a video showing that this is the lady coming, and you show me which kind of the house and which kind of the room they ever had this kind of the practical. Why is Gintu having to defend himself? He is not the one married to the underage girl. The fact is one, much of the people are just luring this kind of the issue to be krakatooing in an issue that now they want, whenever a failure is coming from the team I was having, they want to make it now is Gintu having that kind of the situation to happen to Gintu. Somebody's asking about Able Grace. Where is the girl? I don't know. Because when we are talking about this kind of the issues, I was communicating to Mayani today and asking him, is there anything you're just lying to me? Because to the real effect of times, things are getting worse. Show me, tell me everything that you know. And the real effect is he was telling me that everything that you ever knew about me and how I just got out of your home to make sure that I'm just hustling on my own and looking at my own things at my home. I propose that you are doing the best, and ever told me that my sister has come home, so I'm just looking forward to make sure that I'm plastering her house and also buying her bed, buying her a mattress. And even I was there when he told me that one of the subscribers has helped him and supported him to buy a mattress and a bed for her sister, to make sure that they are sleeping in a very comfortable zone. And I've never knew that things are just getting worse. So the only thing he ever told me is, Gintu, how can I do to make sure that I'm plastering my house, I'm even getting the bricks, I can just do everything that I need. I talked about you should be patient at every time, and look at how the things are just going. And to the real effect of the time, you understand that I've never gone to Mayani's home apart from going to check on how he's planting maize and doing essential things that I was told go and monitor. That is the only thing I've ever done. But the fact that people are just coming out to tell me that, oh, Gintu, you have part of the program. If a person has, and you know that you have an evidence, and you know that this is how the evidence is going, and this is how the evidence is going. Because when I was telling much of the people about how the issue was going in terms of, they're just putting me back to Gitriba's Evidavid channel and talking about how it was just behind the scene. Pamela Modesta, what Mayani got arrested for, Gintu? It's today early in the morning, 4 in the morning, it's around 5 something here, and they just went there talking about he's having a lady. So they just went and succumbed so they can just make sure that they are finding Mayani and talk about the lady if they are just available. They have just found it's Mayani's sister and Mayani himself. Mayani's sister at the other side, and Mayani on his own room, and Mayani was alone. So they're now pressing him to tell them, are you married? Are you not married? Are you this? Are you this? And everything is just krakatoing. But they're just talking about Mayani has an underage girl into his own house, and they have not yet found him with the lady early in the morning. That is the real fact that is just taking place right now here. White man, knowing and being the accused does not make one guilty of the crime. Exactly. And it needs to hear from the accused in order to make an informed decision on the situation. The effect is one. Much of the people are just triggering this kind of the institution. Bahama Mama in 69. Thank you very much. Gintwai. I'm very sick bed sheet watching. Thank you. Pamela, allegations that he hid a minor in his home. That is the allegation that they're just bringing. But today they have just democratized there early in the morning, talking about early in the morning, gonna be going there so they can just find that Mayani is no longer waking up early in the morning and things are just getting worse. But they have not yet found whatever they needed today. But they have just taken Mayani because this kind of the lazy guys already, they have just already made sure that they are just reporting all the issues here. And you know, there's a very big argument, and there's a very big talk about, how can we call it, a grudge between this kind of the Tumbo man and also Mayani, because of it's not the first time they're hitting him and taking him to the jail part. And it's because of their never talk about this kind of a person is always talking about, oh, you know, I was having a sister who was, I don't know what, Mayani took my sister and do this. And to the real effect of the time, whenever it was just found that this Mayani is not guilty, they ever took Mayani outside and they were just embarrassed. Again, they're now taking the same accusation. Again, they want to destroy the family. I don't know if they want the land, because Mayani has the land up to the Nyabuhanse Center. I don't know if they want the land. That's the point. I don't know who made those allegations. Already, you understand. Ernest already reported the issue to Nyabuhanse police post, and they woke up very early in the morning, while combined with the Sibania police post, and they came with the vehicle and took away Mayani early in the morning. Watching from Mayani is always trying. Somebody's just trying to call me here, but patient, what's wrong with protecting minors? Who elder is the community? Who does this mean is required a report elder? Back to the channel. Back to the channel. Back to the channel. Back to the channel. But that's messed up. Delete your message. I'm sure you have good advice. Pamela, that's messed up. Anyone buying what Gintu didn't know? Anyone buying what Gintu didn't know? The fact is, white man, let me tell you the fact right now here. How the things are just going on right now. I was focused on my own self, not focused about what Mayani is doing, what Mugesi is doing, what Ernesto is doing. Whatever they're just doing, it's their own. Because already how we were just together, to get much of the information was very easy. Because the information could get from this panel and this panel. Pamela, why would he delete the messages? You know what is just getting worse here? Let me tell you here, guys. The effect is one. We are having a problem between a person who is just accusing much of the people because of the hatred. Because a person doesn't like this other person. Now is just talking about, I have to look for the evidence. Now they are looking for evidence to give the other party. I understand it's always available. Even today he was being interrogating. Can I email you? Can I text you? Can I call you? So they can just now record and get it now as an evidence. I'm not a child, white man. I'm not a stupid person the way you think about. And I'm not a kid the way you can just trigger other people as kids and use them. The fact is, just be wise and don't let yourself, let your ego just bring you to me, because I'm just, you might be older, but things are gonna be very worse outside here, because things are not equivalent the way you think about. So the effect is one, a person can just be getting much of the people talk about it. The interest is coming from another person, and the other person is talking about, can you look for evidence from this kind of the people. We ever cherished together. I'm talking about, yeah, white man was part of the program. Talking about, yeah, was ever with us, was ever giving us much of the evidence, much of, talk about the advices, encouragement, the support was there. But it has turned that they have seen that this is the only person, the wicked area that we can just get, and we can just get much of the evidence from this kind of the person. We're never going to be getting much of the evidence from this kind of the panel. So they have just gone further and used white man and is now looking for helter skelter, telling Ginto that I want to be texting you so you can just conversate. I'm not a kid. Number two, the effect of telling me that they're going to be calling you, I don't want a call from white man. That's the real fact. Because I've never called you and you have never called me. So effect has to come direct to the point. Pamela, why would there's a person talking about Big Skin TV? Thank you very much. EBBAs. Thank you. White man, was there a girl found in the house of Mayani by the police? Today, there's no police who has got any girl in Mayani's house. It's only Mayani only was arrested early in the morning. He was alone. That is the fact. And I will stick to the fact that they have not yet, if they could have got Mayani arrayed, talk about red-handed, and they could just take the lady and Mayani at the same time. We could say that they have just taken Mayani and they have got the lady whom they are just accusing and alleging that she is a minor. But today they have just got Mayani himself sleeping like a panga and sleeping like a machete himself, just turning this way, and whenever he sleeps, it's that way. They went tonight and so much hit on him on course he did the girl. The fact is, white man, I'm telling you, whatever you are just trying to do and contacting the police, whether you use any kind of the other people here, things gonna be getting worse, and there's no effect. Whenever you can just be arrested, you're gonna be jailed, and you're gonna be doing anything and talking about this is how it's just going. It will never have this kind of an impact on that. Oh, it has affected again. It was just training them on how to just occupy the space and make it happen. I was asking him if the information was truth. Was said Moges also said yes to what he was asked. The fact is that sometimes we can just talk about we have friends and indeed we have the friends. That is the fact. So the real thing that it starts coming out, there's a time that Moges was again accused of having a lady into the house, and when they just spotted there, she was talk about a girl who is in college already. So what is just coming out, leave the this kind of the scenario to the police. They do the investigation, and whenever they could just come to the conclusion and know that this is the real conclusion that's really coming to the real platform of today, it's gonna be something else here henceforth. I remember Ernest said Mayani has no brother or sisters. He is supposed to be only child, and is the only boy. Is the only boy who is available unto their own family and the sister. And the mother, I don't know where she went. I don't know those kind of the stories, because to the effect, I'm not a person of talking about, oh, can you tell me a story about your family? I'm not about that one. I might be asking somebody, maybe he doesn't want this kind of the things to get out. Maybe some people cannot give you the real fact of their home. And much of the people, that's what is now coming out as a solution, that much of the people are still waiting that, oh, this kind of the person should tell us about the family, about how the things are going, about how the family is going, about the sisters, the brothers, the mother, where the mother is coming, where their father is coming from. Those kind of the things are just kaboomnated. I'm not interested. We are talking about, you have no idea what I have done or not done. I'm not interested with what we have just done. White man, I'm not a kid. That I'm telling you, I'm not a kid. And I'm not interested whether you have just done it or not. I told you, you know more. You can just take it to the bank or take it to the police station. That is the real fact. And we will just hear them. We will just know the information. It will come out evidently that this is how it's just lowered. That's how it's just moving from one place to another. Leave the police. Now you have already taken Mayani to the custody. Leave it to the police. They do their investigations and let them do whatever they want to do. Because I understand that you are just a friend indeed already. Because for the real fact is I'm just checking about even the profile picture. I'm just wondering if those are white or they are just brown. Pamela Modesta, the young man deleted your message because he got frustrated staring from yesterday. They are envious of Mayani trying to break his spirit. White man, what is your reason for investigating this issue? The effect is there has been lured with much of maybe has been promoted with much of the small. You understand how this kind of the people are always talking about. Oh, I want a youngness from that village. You understand they might be in the program because even a person to come out and talk about, oh, you know, I want to make sure that I'm doing this. Oh, you might be promoted. You understand the Didi Anko and the Sesu there. You can understand what they came. They came with intentions and they just got that way. Using the messages, from messages they went to the chats, from the chats they went to the conversation, the calls to the videos. Then that is the impact they want. So whenever they're gonna be doing it, let them do. Hey girl, why are you up so late? I was working on my PC and so the live. If this true, my heart goes out to that girl. I would be scared as a child with a grown man. This some damn color purple move mess. Shall be up till 2 a.m. sometimes. Wait, no, Samson, what are you telling me? I'm not a kid like the way you think about. This is a white time. I'm telling you this as a fact because whether you take it to the bank or to the custody, things going to be handled with the Kenya police and the CID or this kind of the people, whoever they're going to be taking the challenges here. Again, you should block white man. No, let him conversate because he has the right. I'm not a person of talking about I have any ego with any person here. No, let white man chat the way he wants to chat because he's part of the program and he knows what he has just done. And excuse me. He understands that he has ever been chatting with much of the people, getting them the evidence, gathering the evidence from the same team, talking to Mangesi, talking to Ernesto, want to email me, want to call me, and talking about the things that are no longer even available. I'm not interested with that one. I remember when Mayani was working on his sister's room, he so she can have a nice room to move back home. Exactly. You understand that the mother to Mayani was not available. And Mayani was ever asking me, how Gintu, can you even, I was even giving him a little bit of food sometimes so they can just go and cook and a little bit. Even May, sometimes I do give Mayani. And the real fact, I gave Mayani this kind of the food sometimes so they can just go and cook ugali and they can just share with the sister because the only person who is available unto the home is the sister. And even the room, I saw the room on my talk about when this kind of the subscriber talked about, oh, make sure that Mayani is buying talk about the bedding, talk about the mattress, and I think it was the bed, and I talked about, yeah, go and buy them and make sure that your sister is living in a and much of the people are talking about again to support Mayani, to plaster the house, support Mayani, to make sure that is ever involved in a very fantastic area and doing very fantastic things. We planted maize. I helped him so as much of the people could recognize, and we planted maize for him. He has put fertilizer. Everything is moving. But to the March time, like a person who is intruding, like this kind of the person of the stomach is also come. It doesn't have even a shamba. It doesn't even go to shamba. It doesn't even know how to till. It's just coming to get much of the issues. Maybe he went to peep and see, oh, how is Mayani's maize ongoing, how everything is going. We understand this kind of the issues out there always. Gintu are intelligence. Don't ever let anyone bring you down, Gintu. I will be so disappointed in you, Gintu. The fact is much of the people want to intrude and talk about, oh, Gintu has to do this one, has to do that. Somebody's just accusing me, talking about I'm the person supposed to make sure that I'm putting Mayani to the custody and making sure that I'm aligning every kind of the essentials or asymmetrical things that are going to be put into the place. I'm not part of that kind of the program. And the real effect is everybody right now is doing the match because I came from the custody last time talking about I have the part parties, to make sure that I'm arranging much of the parties, making sure that the aged and to the society talk about the ladies are getting their own parts, and make sure that I'm promoting the education. Last time I was just doing the educational things here to make sure that children are going back to school and they're going to be having books, some pens, some pencils, and some sanitary needs so they can just be safe. And I was so busy. Even Mayani was there during the last event party, and he was having some videos here and there, and I could just talk about. He could not even tell, because sometimes I'm very busy to be told much of the stories. Even to sit down and understand somebody's story, it's becoming so awkward. Gitwayo, I have a daughter, and so do you. You went after Gitiriba. Why is Mayani, who is accused and jailed, different from Gitiriba? This is a bias. Why aren't you upset? The effect is I'm not upset with anyone. The effect is somebody luring me into this kind of the scenario, talking about Gintu is part of the team or part of the program. And I've never seen this kind of the thing happening at my home. And maybe he's happening unto his own home, because when he monetized a channel, even he monetized a channel while he went to his home, after finding that he is now appearing very fantastic, and much of the people started supporting Mayani to get much of the views, and also supporting in terms of finance and donations. Mayani, I told him that now you can depend on yourself and make it happen. And that's how I told him, so they cannot have some of the Krakatuing moment up to date. Because if he could be just at my home right now and be arrested from my home, they could talk about, yeah, now Gintu, you're supporting this kind of the issues. But he ever got away, like 2 months ago, I think something like that one. Like 2 months ago, he went to his home. Even I can just remember much of the things how they happened. Since I was ever talk about when the conduct ever came to attack me with much of the police officers here, Mayani was no longer available here. So you can just calculate from 17th March there. So it's just behind. It seems that it was like it just stayed here for 1 month there and some 1 week for that kind of the period, so he can just grow the channel as he could be working here and supporting his family. And I've never seen him talking about, because I gave them the room with Sigano. How can a person talk about I'm bringing a girlfriend to stay at my home, and they are just living in the same house with Sigano and the other boy who is an orphan at my home, and we have a person who is looking after some animals at my home. They were sleeping, 4 of them. So how can it happen? So sometimes a person is just luring into this kind of the platform. Let the police take their own course. That's what I'm always proposing. So as people can just know that, so that people can just understand that everything has its own panel. I'm not supporting that a person should do this kind of the accusations or do this kind of the issues. But the fact is, let everything take the stand. And it's the real fact that always comes out that whoever is talking about Gintu ever took Gitiriba into this kind of the issues, I'm not the one who took Gitiriba to the police station. It's only the video that was filmed during the party time. And the boy who was having this kind of the video was the one who was cooking in the kitchen during the party session of the Kenge session. And the fact is that even Gitiriba himself understands, and he knew that the video was there. So a person who is bringing this kind of the shenanigans of Gitiriba to me, I'm not part of the program, and I was not part of it. It's only, even Gitiriba himself, he understands. He knows that the person who filmed and the person who took those kind of the messages was a young boy from Nyaboansi, and just took those kind of the videos to her sponsor. So as he can just make sure that he's taking this kind of the videos where necessary. So the real effect of right now, a person telling me that, oh, Gint, you have to be part of this kind of the program and tell us what is it. I don't have any kind of the evidence, because I've never seen the lady, and I've never gone to Mayani's home recently to talk about I've ever seen the lady. Even God is just hearing about it, because I cannot talk about this kind of the issues, how it is. Mayani is one thing said he was living with his sick dad. And yeah, the dad is always available, sometimes sick, sometimes you understand. What's the issue is that I believe you knew your defense today was you never invited Mayani into your home. You have no room that is a lie. I'm telling you, white man, you are looking for something you have never found. Because what I'm telling you is come and picture my home and tell me which kind of the room and give me the evidence. Which kind of the room did you find them and you just saw them? You're just taking some stupid proposals from somebody who is just stomached outside there and is just telling you, and he has ever been looking for an opportunity to come to my home and even to see where I'm living, and he has never found such kind of an evidence to look for where I'm living, what I'm doing, and whatever I'm just proposing to do. The effect is when he started coming here to film much of the videos, you talk about now, even white man has a person who is just making sure that it's just an NBI to somebody. You have to understand it, because when somebody is becoming an NBI to another person, it seems that now you're going to be collecting some data. So I know you're just talking about you're going to be taking some of the screenshots that, oh, Gintu is talking this way. I know you are filming and talking about, oh, you're going to be getting much of the evidence from Gintu. And the real effect is you're talking about Gintu was having this kind of the conversation when I said that I offered Mayani a room. Does it mean that it's his own room, or I offered him a room where they were sleeping with my brothers so they can just film, because they were ever friends with Sigano, they were ever friends with the boys who were just working at the G Castle, and they were just ever together. You saw that kind of the impact. There's a time that Sigano and Mayani, they were ever together to make sure that they're just doing some videos, are going to their own shambas and making their own things. I proved to you that I was giving Mayani a room for him to change, live closer to me and see whatever I'm doing and intact, not the way that always we should go to here, 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 and here. So you are just having a clip that proves that he's just lived unto my home. That's not a problem to me. The effect is he ever lived unto my home when I gave him a room so he can just work in a comfortable zone. He was ever working daily. And you can never tell me that you are just coming out of the construction around 6, 7 in the evening. Where will you just get that time of getting your girlfriend to my home here? And where are my parents? I understand that white man is just looking for an opportunity for him to bring my father, to bring my mother, so they can just talk about, oh, have you ever seen Mayani at this kind of the home? You are just looking for something else. Just a white man has been in everyone's chat pushing this issue. What is his agenda? White man, what I can just talk about is just an old but childish in nature. That is the fact. Childish in nature. And that's what I've just seen. Because he can conversate with you, screenshot, send it to this, send it to this, send it to the other one, send it to the other person, and at long last is the one bringing some confusion. And when the case will just ever go forward, you'll find that the white man is having a very big confusion. And you just wonder how the things are going to be getting awkward here. Yes, Mayani is loved by many. That's the real fact. Hey guys, this is a police matter, and the police need to have a variable proof to arrest this kind of the guy. I get your... I'm very white man. I'm not interested with talking about you are afraid of losing. I'm not afraid of anything, my friend. I'm telling you, I'm not ever into that. And the effect that has to come out, I'm not interested. Have you ever donated to me? You're talking about, oh, you are afraid of donating. Have you ever donated to Gintu that, oh, Gintu, now this is for the house? Don't be a child, my friend. And sometimes use the brain. That's how I'm talking about. You might be older, but childish in nature. We understand it because that's the real nature. Donate me. Who is donating to you? You are just looking for things that you are just bringing some krakatooing issues here. I'm not interested with that one. Let's get forward. Why not Pauline? They are hiding Mayani where it's hot. It's in his in the way he's cropped with the rips on. They want him to spend on his funds on the bill. That's the fact. They're gonna be getting forward to that one. Wait man, just asking you to live in the village and personally know everyone involved. Exactly. White man is in he got Nyambwasa boys are the same. I don't think Mayani will be that careless. Let's white man is no longer a part of the white man. Can you make your point without being rude? He's just a child. Leave him to be there. He's just a child. The way he's us ever getting is just a child. Does man need a lawyer? Does he bail money? What's the story? I've not got the story to make sure that I'm just getting to the real brim point about what's gonna be getting out, because gonna be checking on him so they can just know what really is just getting to the front yard. And yes, exactly. Did you say you made them? And what about, did you say you made them? What is this? Calm down. Ebo insult. Just be objective. Why not chill out, dude? Have a brother to fight for him. Do you know white man personally? I don't even know who is he. I'm just checking on the white hair only. And I don't think if that is the personal picture he has ever been bringing there. Why are they defending Mayani? Sophia, talking about, I'm not defending anyone. I'm defending myself, whoever is just proposing that Gintu never took out this kind of the picture. That's their own agenda to make sure that they're going to be picturing it out. Because when somebody's talking about, I should be there so they can just give out the, why are they not going to Mogesi and asking Mogesi that, oh, Mogesi, why couldn't you tell people that you ever knew? Because when White Man was going to collect the evidence from Mogesi, why couldn't he ask Mogesi to make that video and make sure that is part of, to make sure that is just doing that kind of the video, talking about how the issue was, because if you got the information from Mogesi, it means that now Mogesi knows everything. So they can just make sure that he's giving you the real impact and how the scenario was. So that is the real truth has to come out. If innocent doesn't worry, he will release, and if not, then unfortunately that's life. Exactly. That's what we are talking about. Let everything get its own course. That's what I was talking onto my video yesterday. That if a person understands that you are guilty and you will be found guilty, you will ever get it to the real brim point. So, to the real fact, white man, I'm not interested with your own accusations. I find this all interesting that for some reason, this alleged accident is coming out right when Marwa is returning to the village. You can never understand. This kind of the people already they have been bought. You can never know how the things are just going on. The real effect is they're just getting the real effect so they can just attack Gintu directly. But the effect is no longer coming to this kind of the side here. Keep in mind. Talk about Patrick. Talk about Ernest is very jealous. How are you building and he cannot build anything? A lot of hate coming from this white man personal scary wall. This is a rushing judge Mayani without knowing the fact. Kokoai, white man, involved into in your stupidness. Why you people trying to get these young men frustrated? Why? Hello everyone, thank you very much. Gintu, please tell white man that you are not Mayani father. That is the real fact here. Mary, hey, sis, and to keep saying Mayani has a sister. How old is the sister? Mayani has a sister. And even yesterday, when I was giving out the essential books to the yesterday, but one giving out the essential books to the children so they can just go back to school, he came and told me that, oh, this is my sister, and give her some of the books. And I gave the challenges, and much of the people got the books, got the sanitary needs, and I saw her, and I know the sister because I ever saw the sister was ever available there, because even when the mattress came, they went to the sister, and I was knowing that somebody asking that is this the real sister? Exactly. I think if that was me, he will be blocked by now. Michael, exactly. Talk about. Nobody is protecting Mayani here. To the real effect, nobody is protecting Mayani here. That is the real fact. I'm telling you, that is the real fact. And the real effect of the time is let them do the investigation. Whenever they will talk about, I'll be informing much of the people on what and how this kind of the scenario is getting. Exactly. I don't watch Ernest anymore since he tapped while telling her that he wasn't filming. Promote all the times. Why block? Let people freely air their opinions. I'm not blocking anyone, me. I'm not blocking anyone. I'm not blocking anyone. That's the real fact. You are so awesome. Sir, you are always helping the beautiful age. Tell what you did and stop child defilement. I think you didn't send him home when you found out to try to save yourself, but you knew and said nothing. I'm telling you, you are just accusing the things that you don't know. So if you are talking about I never chased anyone from my home because of staying. That is the real fact. Everybody sees that you have got the money for yourself to keep a hold yourself, because I even told him that how are you going to leave your own home, and I've just met you that you have now seen how the orientation is, so you can just take part of the panel forward. I won't problem again to all honest. If they are get wrong is wrong regardless. Exactly. Let's just wait for evidence and no speculators from people who do not even live there. Exactly. Deep inversion. Pamela, white man, go to your family and get information about them. Leave this young man alone and have an Mr. or an idiotic things here. Gintu Whiteman is trying to lure you into his. I understand himself because he's just a child. I understand that he's just bringing himself small, but the real effect of the time, those are just the postcoms and the oscoms of the day. Why going to keep saying he knows Mayani's sister and he is in the house? She is in the house. Why is Gintu keeping saying he knows Mayani's sister and she is in the house? The fact is, Mayani's sister is available. That's the real fact. So I know Mayani's sister because I told you that there's a support that came so as Mayani could just get much of the beddings, and he was ever proposing the sister. You have ever seen the sister also, because he ever told me that this is my sister. That's what I've ever seen, and I ever saw her previously years ago because she was very small. Because Mayani to my area, it's just a circular ancestral land, and I understand about it. Yeah, everyone, please give Whiteman a very large dose of ignore. Exactly. We don't even who just promoted him. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Can you have a room when I come? Get you, but no people who made the complete turn around. So I don't generalize. Did the police found your sister in Mayani's house? I don't understand. White man, did the police found your sister in Mayani's house? I don't understand. you know, this kind of the people are just being used here. Uh, I feel the hate from Mr. Whiteman's carry. It's just a kid. Don't be lured with this kind of the things here. Out because Mayani said while back that is his sister was coming back home, so he was working on her room. That was the exactly thing that was ever telling even me, because when he was ever filming the video, I always even watch their videos. I put them onto the bigger screen here and I watch them whenever I'm just in my comfortable area, so that I can just make sure that I'm just listening and getting their own opinions and what they're just doing in terms of the time. So even I saw the same video talking about you're gonna be doing the house, renovating the house for everything, and much of the people talked about getting to help Mayani to make sure that he's ever doing this kind of the things. Again, is white man a donor to you or something? I've never seen a white man any kind of the things here. He's just here to make sure that things are just awkwardly preparing into this kind of the fantastic moment here. So the effect is just bringing the mouth out, but he doesn't know anything, because I've told you that is even this kind of the profile picture is just showing that I don't think if it's even his. It's just pretending to be an old person, but it's a child in terms of nature. Don't be bothered with small things like that one. Yes, Cecilia has this is honestly, I don't believe condemn anything like that. I to talk everything exactly. And handsome king, thank you. White, find a girl at Mayani's home. That's what we are just asking. Just go clear that part up. I'm not saying they can't turn their life around. Exactly. Is White Man a moderator? I'm just wondering who just, because he was part of the program. And the real effect of the time is he's ever been getting out from the moderation here, because things are. Hi, Ginto on the chat, Monica. Thank you very much. Getting off the live and hate is scared me. To think I have always wanted to visit Africa. Damn. Good night, guys. Exactly. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. Moderator, Ginto, block a white man, please. Exactly. Gonna be blocked here. Hello, Ginto on the chat. Ginto, so what is one of your moderators? Pamela Modesta is part of the program, and talk about Cecilia. You want me to put you as one of the biggest moderators here? You can just be. There's no problem. And the real effect is just going to be coming out very fantastic. Helping them to grow. How will begin to know how doing everything? Exactly. That's what I'm always asking much of the people here, and they're not even getting it to the real point of making sure that things are just happening the way they have to happen. Exactly. Thank you. So the real effect is just coming out. I'm confused, and I'm not defending child molestation, but you have to have proof and verify receipts when making this type of accusations. We are just waiting for the police to make sure that whenever they're going to be getting the evidence, they're going to be dealing with it perpendicularly per unit time. That is the real effect of time. You are right, Mary. Yes, I used to do that on OT channel. I understand this kind of the person. I'm driving and listening. Thank you very much. I don't have a channel that is monetized, and I have no interest in it. We are not interested with white man here. We are not interested with it. Even if you have, I think you're just getting yourself where it's not necessary. Vibes with KK, block white man is no longer available here. Pamela Modesta, thank you very much. Why? 232 watching and 1 like. Exactly. Let's get to the brim point here. Exactly. And guys, let me tell you how it was. Because much of the people are just triggering, oh, Ginto, how was it? How was it? How was it? How is this? Oh, those are just the post-coms of the day. And to the due fact of how the things are just going forward is the fact is to be said that is the fact, because I've never understood that Mayani is in this platform or in the other platform or what is ever doing and his own home, because I don't understand the real effect of a person luring into this kind of the postcoms. And I'm just getting the real evidentive things that I'm not part of the program until the real effect of the time that I ever understand that this person is doing this or this person is doing that, at which kind of an instance or a particular point, because I have to understand it correctly before I could just come out and talk about this is how it's just getting forward. And the real time up is to make sure that everybody is just placed where necessary. And I'm going to be giving you much of the response, what is coming out from the police, and making sure that we're going to be getting the real factual thing, what is really happening to date. Because even the titlement of this kind of the video is talking about justice for all. If the justice is going to be going to the girl child they are talking about and proposing the girl child was there, let the justice go to the girl child. If the justice is going to Mayani, let it go to Mayani. That's the real fact. Justice for all. Let the lady, if the lady was there, let it be there. And I'm not proposing that this is going to be this way. I don't trust Mayani Gintu. Let the law take its course. Exactly. And that is the real fact that I was ever looking forward to make sure that everybody is getting this kind of the issues. But luring into that was part of the program, and I knew the movement of a person. I understand the movement of a person. That, oh, Mayani, I should be there talking about, oh, Mayani, where are you? He's a boy. He understands. Sometimes he's coming to my home. Sometimes he's going to Mogesi's home. Even the day talk about the accident they got, talk about whenever they're ever together, filming them videos, taking some cement to Mogesi, I was no longer available. I was not there to talk about, hey, what are you going here to do? What? Even I can just remember the day after the conduct attacked me. I can just remember it was the day that Mayani told me that, oh, I'm given some money here. How is the change rate right now? And I'm taking much of the cement to Mogesi. I talked about that's very fantastic. Go there and make it. So it was ever to Mogesi. It was ever with Gintu, Mogesi, Gintu, Mogesi. So how can you know whatever? You know, sometimes I tell you this as a fact. When you have a person who is employing you, There are some of the things that you'll ever not tell the guy, but you can tell the other workmates, or you can tell the other people, or you can tell the other people are just around you, and you can tell them much of the stories, but you cannot tell the actual person. I was the one who employed him to make sure that he's getting the work, and I'm not there to talk about, hey, are you married, are you not married, are you having a wife, are you not having a wife, when I'm employing much of the people. If you are capable of doing the work and you can do it, and you have come and asked Gintu, please, can I grow my channel, can I do it to grow my channel, and the channel, it was not proposed that the channel will be grown while this kind of the ladies are here. If the person can tell me that, oh, now Gintu, it could be this way, that, oh, now Mayani prompted to make sure that you are having this kind of the lady, so as you can just, or Mayani brought you this kind of the lady, so as you can have him the videos and help him to grow. If that is the accusation that will be just coming out, it could be talking about, oh, Gintu, you're just breaking the law, you are just being guilty like that. But the effect is they're just bringing Gintu onto the platform, talking about I'm part of the platform, that I'm just using my home, and it's just accused with one person who is just being lured with the stupid sweets here and there, and is just prompting to screenshot much of the things that we are conversating and taking them to another person. That is infiltrate. The effect is infiltrate. That's the real fact. So I see Muges is calling here, and I think he understands that we have got this kind of scenario already. So I don't know how I can just avoid this kind of calling them, so they can just have this kind of the conversation getting on. Muges is calling already to make sure that we are just getting and the real effect is already coming to the real brain point here. I understand that already we have a white man was the one who was having all these kind of the accusations and taking the orders, and he was ever lured with much of the text and screenshotting, because even me, I have them. Even me, I have the screenshot that were coming from Mogesi to Whiteman, and the Whiteman has now taken it as a serious thing, that is taking that Gintu is the default. But him to vanish because he's helping nothing, because he was ever even my moderator to my own channel. That was the fact. That is the real fact. So the effect that is coming, somebody's talking about, that is a very tribal ringtone. Tribal ringtone. I understand. So it's is working for white man now. What a foolish thing. That's the real fact. I'm 65 old and still happily married. Why white beautiful kids and grand in top job in my country. Thank you very much, Nick. I really don't understand what is going on here. The effect is they have already got Mayani into the custody, and Mayani is into the custody right now early in the morning. The police just woke up very early in the morning, and they got to Mayani and make sure that Mayani is just arrested and is just in the custody up to when the time I'm just speaking here. And they've just accused him that he's going to be having a girl who is a minor into the house. And I was ever proposing to make sure that let the cause take its own shape, because the law has its own ways on making sure that everything is just rotating very fantastic here and there. So everything is just very fantastic. Everyone who's just joining the team right now here, thank you very much for you being tuned and like the video, so you can just make it happen. The whole dam will have a police record. That is the real effect. One again, Nebwansi is on fire. Exactly. Ernest was on your neck, and now Mayani. Mayani, who next? Ines Charles. Ernest was on your neck. So they're just looking for every kind of the evidence to make sure that they're just putting into in this kind of the scenarios. I love things Arrington too. Be dancing. Thank you very much. Talking about Kemi Auto. Thank you very much, Kemi, for you tuned in. Kemi, can you let Gintu know that white man has a wrench that can turn out badly? There's no problem about that one. You just proposing that you're gonna be having which kind of an evidence does he have? Me having a video talking about I've hosted him onto my home. When we were ever been hosted onto the villa, talking about this kind of the boys, they're eating here, they are now this. So it was an evidence that Gintu was taking that. So why couldn't it be in a way that now I'm just taking much of the ladies to satisfy the interest of the other people? Uh, to the real effect of the time, what about Hello Baby? He took the Felicitas girl from the school. Now is a baby. Now Ernest didn't go after him and every other guy in the village who is doing the same. The effect is one that anyone who's doing this kind of, I will not be there because we have village elders, we have the chiefs, we have sub chiefs, we have the police, we have children's office, we have the mothers and the parents of the people who are being accused. Why again should start up this kind of the issue? You can never know the effect of the mothers. Talk about the parents of the lady. You can never know whatever they're just thinking about. You don't know how they have been lashed with much of the things that I don't know. The effect is whoever you have an evidence that this kind of a person has done this wrong, go forward, report, and make it a case to be happening, and let the police do their own course. That's what I'm ever proposing, to make sure that everything is that getting to that kind of the point. But today, this kind of the osmorons of the day, person is talking about, oh, Gintu has ever made a video talking about Mayani should stay at my home. Is that an accusation that you are just bringing, talking about, oh, Gintu is now ruling this kind of the people to come with the much of their own girlfriends to my home? That is not coming to the truth of that today. That is the what I'm ever telling much of the people to understand from that point. If Mayani has ever been into that, and the cause, talk about the law cause is unto him, and make sure that is unto the neck right now, he's gonna be dealt with the sphere the way it is rotating. That is what I can just talk about today, because much of the things still gonna be coming, and have to make sure that everything is so fantastic. I think Gintu knows. Bro, I think Gintu, I understand a lot of happening in their village. What's I have pulled back. Exactly. And B, thank you. I was just 14 old, but had two opportunity to still continue school and had a very good job and indeed well for myself. Sunflower, thank you very much. Why not? This village is like the wild west. Give me all. Again to the king, keep protecting the vulnerables. That is the real effect. I've never seen this kind of the scenario happening, this and this and this. When a person is talking about Gintu should be, imagine I was being chased with the police, east, west, and south, every kind of the panel, talking about, oh, Gintu this way, Gintu that way. It's just a week ago. I'm just, so how can I just talk, oh, you understand? Much of the people are just insinuating and triggering this kind of the issues to happen. The saga always disappointing. Exactly. Again, to who is White Man? Genuine question. White Man is just a subscriber who we started with so long and was ever bringing us and giving us much of the encouragement to continue during our vibes here. And he has just turned our back. And that is the real effect of the time. Yes, we are mayor of the village. Focus on the village. Thank you very much. I was interested in subscribe, but since I called Gintu a criminal, I dropped him like a hot brand. Exactly. Mary M. Mary Moore. Nikki, thank you. They won't nothing give the police chief 3,000 kenshin and Sirari post 2 bags of ugali and they will arrest the whole village. Agamu, guys, we are having a very much things here. Hey, Mary, bless love. Akemi Gintu knows. I know. What I know is I've never. What it's gonna be coming out, because everything gonna be coming out in different positions. Talk about not only Gintu will give you much of the information about somebody. Everybody has. Talk about when we are talking about the evidence from the Kenge fraternity. Talk about how many reactors are reacting at the same person. Talk about Gintu. Mogesu was a part of it. Talk about on trending. Talk about Mkaro. Talk about JT. Talk about Nairobi teacher. Everybody is getting his own information from this zone, and we are putting together. How do you wish Gintu to have the information of the whole villagers and all the YouTubers, and make sure that I'm putting onto my head? It will be awkward. Even how am I going to move with those kind of the bulkness of the words and the bulkness of the things that I should make sure that anybody is doing this, I should know the evidence from A to Z about this kind of a person, this kind of a person. It will be so awkward in the terms of that one. Money sometimes causes jealousy, envy, and those who moving up and down. Give me more. Talking about thank you, Pamela. I have a headache right now. Too much drama. Exactly. It's Sigano. It's past your bedtime. It has passed your bedtime. Exactly. It's 6 already. Again to get can advocate for protecting of the vulnerable while you are. Exactly. Thank you. White is Kenge or White Man is Kenge or Ernest. I don't know if Mary Monroe and Netflix should put you all for real. Ines Charles, Cecilia Halbert, thank you much, Pamela. Mash the button, folks. Exactly. Again, to so just like that was arrest Mayani. So again, to so just like that they arrest Mayani. Yeah, Mayani is already arrested, and that's how they arrest people. That's how they come early in the morning, knock, knock, knock. Hey, open the door. We are the police, or we are this. They have to re-statementize themselves and talk about, yeah, we are here for this and then this. Open the door, then we talk. Whenever you open, come here. One way to the custody. That's what is always coming out. Keva, talk about Men Monroe. Hey, Kemi, and did you walk into? Very Ernest is lying. Jail for him. This is a crazy. Secret are not secreting. Huh. Mountain Kemi. Masa is back and going to. Keva, you young girls and still confused. I understand the real fact. I'm gonna be giving you, and I'm just closing out the chapter because I've already been getting much of the response from one of the subscriber who ever got the subscription unto me and was ever giving me much of the duties for Gintu to make sure that I'm just doing A into A, into B, into C. What happened to Mayani? Mayani is arrested already and has been accused of making sure that he was having a minor lady into his own house, and already they've just commenced the investigation to make sure that everything is just handled in a way that is very, very lawful. There's a person talking about something here. Someone will give nobody a damn. Honest, guys, I was just talking about is there's a subscriber who was ever giving much of the duties to perform and talking about, oh, Gintu, I want you to take this kind of the people to the hospital. I want to take it. So whenever I talked about, I'm gonna be not having any kind of a conversation because we want to be controlling my channel and talking about, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do that. I talked about, no, you can never ever get me to this kind of the program of ever driving me crazy from this point to another point. So I have to make sure that I'm just making things to happen clearly. And he was ever talking about, he was ever going to Ernest now because Gintu has no longer things to do with her, and Masubo no one, Mike Vengers no one, and she ever went to this kind of the crazy guy so they can just now fight Gintu, because I told them that whatever they're just doing, because you can never propose that, oh, I want you Gintu to do this, and you cannot talk about, oh, this is what to do it, and this is how we're gonna be doing it. You're just proposing and Gintu be looking bad when I go to the village and I propose that, hey, I'm gonna be coming tomorrow and I can just lure you with this and this. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm just informing the much of the people. But when it comes back to the same regime of the time, the same person is coming to tell me that, oh, you have to do this, and when it comes to the actual time, they are not doing it. So that is what is becoming so not punctual. This all, no one is just confused here. It seems like these YouTubers in a man. Exactly. Kemi, yes, Minhao is Joy struggling for the views. Minhao is still at the backyard here, and everything is just getting to the fantastic moment. Minhao is back to the village, and they're just still and to Nyabohansi here to make sure that everything is very fantastic here. So as we're just concluding this kind of the live coming out right now here, it's 6 right now in the morning, to make sure that everything is so fantastic. Everyone has been there. Everything is just very fantastic favor. That's just not getting to the brim point here. That's the real fact. I help and they go. I just do it while they're just moving. Let not the impact now come to me that I've helped you. Now you want to give me the impact that I'm the one who is causing this kind of the issues. When I help somebody, am I the one causing this kind of the issues? So sometimes keep a hold yourself and know that this is how it's just going. So everything has its own meaningful. Gintu just inform us, please, about Mayani. I want to be informing you guys because right now what I know is Mayani is just arrested and is just onto the custody right now. You're going to be knowing on what to discuss about and how the things are going to be going right today out to this kind of the statement. So thank you very much, everyone who's been tuned and locked in, and bye-bye to this kind of the time. So I'm just going to be getting out. It's already 6, and make sure that I'm just getting much of the things to understand, because I'm going to be leaving much of the people to start on going with the G Castle here, and other things gonna be following the panel as everything gonna be coming to their point right today. Love and much of the respect to everyone who's been tuned and locked in and hearing much of the things how they're just coming out to this kind of the team. It was just an information, much of the people to understand that whenever the day gonna be starting here, man is already arrested and it's just onto the jail course, and it's just making sure they're gonna be having some investigations to do with this kind of the issues. If they're gonna be finding that Mayani is guilty, let him die with his own cross. And if they're going to be finding he's not guilty, let every law suit its own course. By everyone and let everything take its own course of the day. And the real effect of the time is I'm not the person to look after every kind of a human creature on what they are doing and what they're going to be doing and talking about guilt. You could have told us about it. Sometimes I don't have, I have my own things. Even meeting Mayani, sometimes it's a problem. That is the real fact about it. Sometimes we can talk about, oh, Gintu, I saw you in the video, Mayani, maybe just abruptly captured me when I was just coming. That is the real effect. Taribo Vinili, thank you very much. Bye-bye, Avery. Bye-bye. Furthermore, Abdi, thank you very much. Kemi Klaus, thank you, Kefa. And everyone, Pamela Modesta, thank you very much. In Trinidad, there it's just 11:23 p.m. at night. Exactly. So everything gonna be coming to you live, which is one-on-one. Be strong, Gintu. Thank you very much. David Focus, hello, baby, out. Fused hello baby out. Exactly. You're gonna be coming and they're gonna be giving you much of the strengthens point that you're gonna be coming. Kefa Nyongesa, thank you very much for your time and keeping in tune here. MNM, thank you very much. Sunflower by Gintu Auto 718, thank you very much. And B, hello, hello baby never posted it. He sent it to Masubo as a snitch. Exactly. And Mary Monroe, thank you very much. Vieta Abu Hari, you know guys, even what I can just add is I'm not even getting much of the information right now. I just blocked the information where they were just coming from so they can just get much of the information that were just coming, and I cut them. And right now getting the information is becoming a problem because when I was being arrested, I just talked about much of the people snitching onto me and getting me to this kind of the program. Right now, I just told much of the people vanish and I want to work the way I want to work. So as I can just make sure that everything is so fantastic as we just get to the film. Steve E, thank you very much. And B, good luck. Only he forget his name was in the bottom. Thank you very much. It's underscore Gintu. Thank you very much for you being locked here and synthesizing much of the content. Get me one like so they can just have an 80 so they can just make sure that everything is getting to the fantastic mode as we're going to be ending up this kind of a live stream coming one-on-one, and here we go one-on-one. Good night everyone, whoever is just coming from wherever you are just at night. Thank you very much for your night wherever you are. Sleep well and have a good moment coming out. And whoever is just joining the live right now, oh my living God, let us make it happen and much of the things rewatch and make sure that everything is just commencing very fantastic. Let me go check what's really happening to Mayani. I'm going to be updating you one-on-one from the Sibania police post and what's really happening to this kind of the scenario and how the accusations are. If you're going to be talking about this how it is, I'm going to be informing you this is how it is, where everything is so fantastic. 1824 in California right now. Thank you very much everyone. Be tuned, be locked, be it all. Let's make it happen. Lunchtime here, hey, lunchtime there, Taribo Vineri, Australia. I hope something like that. Good day, Gintu. Steve E, thank you very much everyone. Kudos, and let's level it up. This is a kudos moment and keeping it locked. Everything gonna be coming to you live one-on-one.